They both sit down, they pray, and the next day, less than 13 hours later, they receive a call. The husband put on a raffle, one of these raffles that they get you, put $200, you can win a trip to Israel. I never win, and nobody wins. This guy wins. He's the one who wins, right? He wins a trip to Israel for 8, all expenses paid. Once again, this is just a classic feel-good story of Emunah. Not heavy, but practical. Hashem can solve your problem in the blink of an eye. Look, blink, problem solved. Here's another example of whatever you're going through, it's not permanent. Align with Hashem, and He can solve your problem in the blink of an eye. Okay. Okay, I want to go into Pirkei Avot. This is something that I've been using specifically in my prayers, and I want to share it with everybody because it really helped me connect in prayer. Hu haya omer, aseh rotzonecha kirtzoncha, kedei she'aseh rotzonecha kirtzono. Batel rotzonecha b'bnei retzono, kedei she'batel retzon acharim b'bnei retzonecha. In English, he used to say, treat His will as if it were your own will, so that He will treat your will as if it were His will. Nullify your will in the face of His will, so He will nullify the will of others in the face of your will. In other words, make Hashem's will your will. What do I want to do today? Whatever Hashem wants me to do today. What don't I want to do today? What mistakes don't I want to make? Whatever Hashem doesn't want me to do. So, there's a famous marsha in Masechet Berachot that says, Imo anochi betzara. When it says Imo anochi betzara in the Pesukim, a person sometimes gets up to pray to Hashem and he has nothing to say. People say, Rabbi Nachman Breslov, we learn, do an hour a day. Anybody ever try it? It's difficult to do an hour. Maybe Aziz was on a high level, he could do an hour.
I never did
but I struggle with an hour too. I struggle. So a person wants to think, how could I pray for a whole hour? How can I do that? It sounds challenging. It sounds difficult.
Is when you speak to Hashem in your own words.
So now, what do? You take Hashem's will and you make it your will. What does that mean? Imo anochi betzara. You tell God, Hashem, when I'm in pain, you're in pain. Why do you, God, deserve to be in pain? Think about it. Why does Hashem deserve to be in pain? When you pray to God, you say, Hashem, you know what? Maybe I don't deserve. Maybe I'm having a hard time with happiness. And you know what? Maybe I made so many mistakes and I deserve to feel the way I feel. But God, why do you deserve it? When I'm unhappy, God, you're unhappy. Why does God deserve to be unhappy? Imo anochi betzara. So when you take your prayer and you make it into a prayer for Hashem, now you're nullifying your will to His will, and it's a big sigula to get answered. Another example, let's say a person's having a hard time getting married. So either he could say, oh, you know what? Hashem, I'm lonely, get me married. Or he could say, Hashem, why do you deserve? Hashem, you love when I'm happy. Hashem, you love when Bnei Yisrael makes beautiful children, boys and girls, Brit Milahs, and we raise our children in your path. God, why do you deserve to not have me have a kid? You feel happy when I have a kid. You deserve, Hashem, to have me happy. So now you take your prayer from a selfish prayer to a prayer for Hashem. And that's a way to connect to Hashem in your prayer and get answered. So now here's a powerful story. Here's a powerful story on, we're going to end off with this story on the power of charity and the power of Hashem's protection. I heard this story actually from Rabbi Moshe Malka, and it's really, really a beautiful story. So, Don Isaac Abarbanel lived in Spain around the time of the Inquisition, and he was the treasurer for King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. And he was very successful. He took the country to massive success, and he was really, really a powerful man. Now, with power and success always comes jealousy. And a lot of the advisors would poison the king against Rabbi Abarbanel. They would say, he's stealing from you, he's lying to you, he's taking all your money, he's stealing from your safe. Finally, if you tell someone something enough, they begin to believe you. The king calls in Abarbanel, and he says, I would like to have a ledger of all your assets. Give me your net worth statement. So Abarbanel says, give me some time. He comes back to the king a few days later. Here's my net worth statement. Let's say he said, I'm worth $700,000. The king goes to his advisor. His advisor says, he's a liar. His house is worth $2 million. How's he saying he's worth $700,000? So the king decides he's 100% he's lying to me. So the king says, I can't kill him in front of everyone. He has a lot of allies. He's a powerful man. It's going to cause an upheaval in the kingdom. So what am I going to do? I'm going to send a letter with him to the edge of town. I'm going to tell him to deliver this letter. On the edge of town was the king's stone factory. They would put stones in fire to carve them in 2,000-degree fire. The letter would read the following. This letter was sent. Whoever handed you this letter, burn him in the fire. Tie him up and throw him in. He's going to tell you it's a mistake. Do not believe him. Don't listen. Throw him in the fire. Signed, the king. King's stamp. King tells Abarbanel, I need you to please deliver this letter. He doesn't know what's in it. So he's headed towards his death. And meanwhile, Abarbanel has a wagon driver named Pedro. Pedro is a 22-year-old boy. He grew up in the palace. He was the ambassador's nephew, and the king wanted to put him to work. He's hanging around the palace. He said, your job is to be the Abarbanel's horse carriage driver. So Pedro's driving the Abarbanel.